Whismas is a joyous time of year. After a long winter, mountain bikers from all over the world dust off their bikes and head up the sea to sky to congregate on the Whistler Bike Park for opening day. It's a time to meet up with friends and shred some laps on A-Line. Except this Whismas, things are a little different. A-Line isn't open, and there's a nasty rumor going around that they're only going to open blue and green trails. In fact, the park is opening a month and a half late. And it'll only be Canadians riding today since the borders are closed. All of this because of the pandemic we find ourselves in. But we're here in spite of all this. Because, well, the Whistler Bike Park is pretty darn hard to beat, even if only the beginner and intermediate trails are open. There are some new rules we've got to follow. We've got to wear masks and keep 6 feet from others while in the lift line. But once we're off the lift, it's business as usual. Today, I'll be riding my Forbidden Druid with Noble Carbon wheels. It'll be the shortest travel bike I've ever ridden in the bike park. It's technically a trail bike with 150 millimeters of travel in the front and 130 millimeters in the back. Far less than the 200 millimeter DH bikes that most prefer to ride out here. But I'm not worried about it. The bike has handled pretty much everything I've thrown at it so far, and I'm confident it won't be a problem. We met up with our van life friends, Antoine and Isabel. It's their first time in the bike park in a long time, so we'll be there to guide them today.
This way, yeah.
Nick from the YouTube channel VanCan has also joined us today.
Here?
But in spite of this impossibly odd opening day, there is one upside. And that's because the upper riding zone, Garbanzo, is open today. Possibly a first for a Whistler opening weekend. So we headed up for our first lap and saw that Original Sin was open. A single black? It looks like there's more than just greens and blues open today. In fact, as we continue down, a small pro line called Marty Master is open. I'll take it.
Pro line. Sharp, isn't it? Yeah. Oh.
As we continued down via Blue Velvet, we arrived at the woodwork of Fat Crabat. Back down in the Fitzsimmons zone, we decided to go check out Crank It Up. I read that they had reworked the top section, and I was kind of curious to see what they had done.
Woo! Okay. The second last one sent me a little further than I'm used to.
Pretty cleaned up though.
Yeah, it's better. But it's the same. I thought it was going to be totally redone.
They just... Yeah, I thought they said like, oh, it's brand new. We gotta like show it off.
Maybe lower down? But they said upper crank it up, so...
Yeah.
That berm is better. Oh, this is new. You jump over. Oh, this is very new. Okay. Just some corners though.
It turns out they just added a couple corners and improved a few others. It's nothing earth-shattering, but it's an improvement.
Okay, so they just added some corners then. Pretty much. Some of them are deeper though, which is nice.
Yeah.
The bottom section is super fun as always, but I find it's easy to go too fast on my trail bike. So I spent most of my time sucking up the jumps instead of boosting off of them.
Oh, the bridge is gone. Used to be a bridge there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On our next lap, we headed up to Garbanzo again. This time heading down, no joke. But we came to an impasse. Normally we would go down the black jump line freight train, but it was closed. We were forced to try something new for a change.
Okay.
This is a jump trail that they redid.
Oh. I've never done that.
Nick suggested a trail called Sidetrack, which is a single black. I'd never ridden it before, but I'm always up for something new. It turned out to be another jump line.
Woo! Okay, that was too far. Okay, I'm going too far on these, jeez.
The sides of the jumps are very much blue though, so why the single black rating? Well, the trail went from a wide jump line to super technical single track.
Alright, the trail really changed now.
It's a little unusual, but I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah, this rut. Jeez. You're taking us down some weird Nick.
Back down in Fitz, there were a couple of green trails. Shady Acres and Del Boca Vista. They may only be rated green, but damn are they fun. They sure do know how to build them out here. Further down, we found out that the bottom section of A-Line is actually open. Hey, it's better than nothing.
This has changed.
They changed the line into the GLC jump though, so hitting it was a little unusual.
Oh!
I figured I'd work on this throughout the day to get it clean. So as it turned out, pretty much everything was open except for the black and double black jump lines. So that meant it was time for some double black tech. Joyride it is.
You. There's a lip going into it.
Okay, we'll stop at the drop.
Yeah. I'll follow you.
Okay.
Nothing special to do, no.
Not really, just remember to turn right after.
Right after, yeah.
Antoine hadn't gone down clown shoes yet, specifically the drop, which has developed a bit of interest among our group of friends, since Yuka did this on it last year.
Oh! Here it is, Antoine. Small one and big one.
But of course, Antoine had no problem on the drop.
Got it?
That drop?
Yeah.
Okay, all good.
It's not bad, yeah?
Yeah.
After clown shoes, we hiked across the ski piste to get another attempt at the A-Line GLC jump.
Still not. Almost there, almost there.
Not quite, but I'm getting closer. It's really important to get those new corners before it right. With our thirst for double black tech not quite satiated, we headed for Schleyer, which is a lot of big rock all over the place. It's pretty classic Whistler double black tech.
Oh, you missed the drop!
And once upon a time, I actually broke my scaphoid by trying to roll this drop. Don't do that, you'll be sad. But that's a story for another day.
Someone cased that pretty bad, huh?
The goal for this lap was to ride a trail called Detroit Rock City. Except I came up with a bright idea.
Works.
Oh, do you think Dwayne Johnson's open?
Yeah, it's open.
Do you want to do that?
Should we hit it?
Yeah.
You want to hit Dwayne Johnson?
You look crazy.
Double.
Double.
Step up.
Fast. You got to no brakes down the hill. And
Okay. Can I just follow you, you think?
Probably.
Probably.
I haven't done it before.
Okay.
I'm gonna just follow him.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
you want to do that instead?
sure.
Yeah, this was never going to end well.
And it's just 3 features. This jump, rock drop,
And then a small double.
and small double.
Okay.
Should we try it?
I'll see how I feel when I get there. Yeah.
Ready?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I didn't do it. I can do it though.
You've done it again, Eric. I did pretty much the same thing last year on Whistler opening day. There's another step up on a trail called Fade to Black. I panic braked and fell between the lip and the table.
Oh, that was stupid.
I was hoping to get redemption on it this year, but unfortunately the trail was closed. Yet somehow, Dwayne Johnson, rated a pro line, is open. I don't quite understand, but I guess that's the way it is. We tried again, but I guess I just wasn't ready for it yet.
Phew. Sick.
And by now, I'm sure many of you are yelling at your screen, just send it! I kind of agree with you, and I wish I could, but I'm a pretty thoughtful guy, and this time my brain just said no. It's frustrating, but to be honest, my brain has kept me relatively uninjured for the most part. I'll come back and get in the future.
Ready?
I did get a bit of redemption in the end though. Nick towed me into the drop after the step up, and I got the smaller step up at the bottom as well.
Sweet. Okay, I got the last double.
So at least this proves I'm not completely useless on a bike.
Oh, good job!
And as for the GLC jump on A-line, well, after anticipating the corners beforehand and riding them correctly,
Okay, no brake here. Oh, I'm still braking.
I got that one too.
Phew. Yeah, cleared it. Sick.
Not too shabby for a guy on a 130mm trail bike. In fact, about the bike, it pretty much killed it in the park. It never felt undergunned, and in fact, I sent a whole bunch of stuff today for the first time. And as for the park, well, it's always a sad day when A-Line and the other jump trails are closed. Hopefully they'll open up later this season. But in the end, there was still plenty of fun to be had, and I'm glad we went. Now I just need to get redemption on Dwayne Johnson, and of course Fade to Black. Maybe this fall. But for now, Yuka and I are back on the road, checking out the rest of BC for more great places to ride. But, as always, thanks for watching and stay gnarly.